Listen, we have to make this quick. Stefan is having another one of his soirees today, and I'm not missing his pool boy this year. Here's the deal. I've been trying to sell real estate in this area for a month, but no one's buying because the property value's too high.
What do you want me to do about it?
My cousin runs a septic company. I figured you could borrow one of his trucks, drive around the area and, well, you know.
You really think people are gonna want to buy houses if the area's covered in shit?
It's really hard to find cheap housing in Stillwater.
Hey there, friendos! Fredo Supreme, the American Dream, back again with more Saints Row 2 action. Now I'm doing the Septic Avenger activity first because, partially because the instance of it that I'm doing right now, the suburbs expansion district, is probably going to be very useful for someone like myself. If me playing Alpha Protocol was any indicator, it's that fully automatic weapons are not exactly my forte when it comes to precision.
Pay for that property now.
And doing the Septic Avenger missions in the suburbs expansion district just gives you accuracy boost, as in like you can hip fire and still be insanely accurate.
Who puts these things there?
Oh, hang on a second, gotta get that voyage. Ah, crud, it's out of my range. By the way, the voyage was the name of that minivan that I was just trying to spray.
What I wouldn't give for a
Did I
gun.
already get this car? Yeah, I probably already got that police cruiser.
You saw what happened. I couldn't have avoided it if
Yeah, this is also another one of the reasons why I like this game over the Grand Theft Auto series a little bit more, because it's basically completely Batso.
There is a lesson to be learned here.
I mean, like, can you imagine doing stuff like this in GTA 4, which came out at the same time? I mean, that game was trying so hard to be stone serious in a universe that is not exactly made for seriousness, when you have a bunch of buildings with naughty puns for names. This series, it's still kind of like that, but at least it's slightly more ridiculous. Hang on a second. Just had to get that truck to see if I could target it, and it appears the septic truck is stuck on a telephone pole.
Jesus, please don't let me die in a shit truck.
Now, this is one of the easier side missions, but unfortunately it tends to crap out with the insane frame rate because, you know, so many police cruisers are hounding you. If anything, I could swear that there are a lot more police cruisers in this activity than there are in even regular gameplay at those levels of police notoriety that I was just at. And I have a respect point, which means that if I was just interested in basically trying to do a speed run, I could just exit the activity now and do the next mission. But I will go about completing the other 5 levels of this activity, because I am...
You ask me, this place looks shitty enough, but if Javier wants the property value lowered, that's what he's gonna get.
Anyways, I will do the other 5 levels of this activity, mainly because I am interested in getting that accuracy upgrade. Because in this game, automatic weapons seem to be king. If especially in the later levels when getting Zerg rushed is a lot more common than you'd expect. Trust me on some of those later levels, people.
You really didn't think this plan out too well. Now that right there was a thing of beauty.
Huh. I honestly don't know why the police seem to think that me spraying a bunch of poop all over a trailer park is a bad idea. I mean, this is already some pretty low-income housing. I'm just making it more affordable for certain people. Oh! Take that, Wayne Knight! Ah. You win this battle, mail truck. And before anyone asks, yes, I am aware that the mail trucks in the Saints Row games are actually called the Newman. I just wanted to make a stupid one-liner there.
I doubt anyone will notice.
By the way, something I found out, Wayne Knight really hates Hello Newman nowadays. So if you see him, you probably shouldn't try doing that joke.
Glad I don't have to worry about cleanup.
Alright. First couple levels of this activity are pretty simple, especially in this instance where the high priority targets tend to be really close to each other. But as they go on, it gets a little bit more
I
nuts.
care so much about a trailer park.
Huh. I was so enthused in talking about it meaninglessly, I actually managed to subliminally complete that without even noticing that I had hit the threshold. Alright, out of the trailer park and into something a little bit more respectable.
You brought that on yourself.
Oh, we meet again. Ah, man.
Some people are just inconsiderate drivers, you know?
Okay, sooner or later I will successfully spray a mail truck with poop.
This town is a
Mark my words.
West show.
Ah, that raycaster got away too. I'm just blind firing the poop, blind firing the crap at this point, because that just does pick up scratch damage, but on its own, not exactly enough.
To sink in. This was a bad day to be walking around in a two-piece.
By the way, something I'm curious about is how, wait, did I just respawn? Did the truck just jump ahead a few inches to in front of that police cruiser after it got stuck? I'll check back the footage later. Something I've noticed is that I said this earlier, but the frame rate tends to crap out a lot when you're doing the Septic Avenger mission. I don't know if that's something exclusive to the PS3 versions.
Let's get out of here before the smell starts to sink in.
Like $158 worth of damage for blowing up some gas pumps? Huh. Apparently, whoever sets the prices on buildings in this town, or at least insurance claims, they have got to get their priorities in order. Ah, a second dock. But there's no yacht to spray.
Oh, yeah! Why'd
Whoa.
you get in our way?
Yacht was there. It was just hiding, so it would think I'd get confused and set my sights on something else. Oh well. Pretty sure I might be able to finish up this level right here. Well, when I say this level, I mean like the third level of the activity, I mean. There we go. Level 3 accomplished. Alright, improved weapon accuracy. I know it says 5% on the little pseudo coupon there, but it's not actually a whole numerical value that your stats get improved when you complete certain levels of activities.
Alright, this is
Just,
prime real estate. We're gonna
just roll with it. It's either
property
slightly
value.
better or really better. And either way, you win. Oh, I think I just blasted two elderly people out of the way. Saw the walkers on the pavement and everything.
Those
We
snooty
seem to
assholes
be
got what
spraying
was
a
coming.
really rich people's car show. The more the merrier, fool. I guess this would make me the number 2%.
That was priceless. I don't suppose you could cover that bottle.
Ah, that was a mediocre pun.
Some days you eat the mountain lion, and some days you get covered in shit. Let's be honest. The people who shop at these boutiques deserve to be knocked down a peg. Those snooty assholes got what was coming. Out of the way! I bet you didn't expect to be doing this when you woke up this morning.
Huh, I'm almost halfway done with this level. A lot simpler than I thought. Did I already get you? Yeah. Alright, buddy. Let's get moving.
Tell me, asshole!
Parking lot here.
Didn't even slow us down!
Got that light post? Alright. Oh. That cop seems to take offense to my public art pieces.
How could you miss me?
Whatever. I shall beautify your vans. There. Now they're looking a lot better already. Can't say I don't do nothing for my community. Well, can't say I don't do anything for my community now.
This is a whole lot of shit.
I gotta say, for an activity this menial, once you figure out where all the targets are, I mean, I've played this game several times, so kind of memorized where all the high-level targets are for these kinds of missions. Well, specifically just Septic Avenger. I mean, everything else is basically just go around the city, find something that works, and do it. But I figure that I've already may have played enough that I kind of subliminally memorized everything. And when I say everything, I mean just like a lot of it, you know? Ooh, another gas station.
Woo!
Whoa, that was an intense explosion. Sorry about that little pause there. I thought that you were able to knock over the birch tree. Alright, the beach. Now, this part of the of level 5 is one where you can pick up a lot of quick bonuses, because there's so many chairs and umbrellas and other benches and whatnot, and miscellaneous props.
That's coming
kind of a good place to get some cheap points quick points early on, at least. Yeah, you can tell that I'm not exactly adept at this. In fact, I might say that I'm more of a dope when it comes to Let's Play commentary. Sometimes you gotta wonder, does playing these kinds of games make you a bad person? Personally, not really. I don't seem to think that.
Get rid of those guys!
I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go out and spray a bunch of people with a septic truck in real life.
I'd hate to explain that one to the family.
Mainly because I have no idea where you could acquire a septic truck in real life. At least where I live, they don't seem to have a lot of those.
Oh, for the love of God! That's what you get for owning a boat.
Yes, that's what you get for owning a boat, you say while I'm spraying up storefronts that aren't exactly on the water directly. I mean, yeah, they've got pretty good water view, but whatever. They're still not exactly boats. I do not remember these stores giving you this much damage bonuses. Yeah, stuff like that is where canned dialogue tends to go a little bit off the rails, where it's just used from a specific pool as opposed to using specific headers, you know? Is it me, or while I was spraying the pirate ship, was the pressure meter going down slightly lower than usual? Well, I guess I'll chalk that up to being one of life's great mysteries.
Time for the grand finale. We're hitting downtown.
Oh, hello there, courthouse. I believe I was speaking to you earlier. No, that was just the courthouse's neighbor. Whatever, I will still spray you. I'm a non-discriminatory septic sprayer.
Ah, they're politicians.
Just as long as I can compensate for wind resistance and gravity.
Did you see them jump out like that?
Not really, because they didn't really jump out of the way. Or at all, really.
Better than throwing a penny in a fountain.
Ah, now we're facing the courthouse. When we last met, or something, I was
stealing all this liquid, you know?
Something, now I'm the master. I really should have watched A New Hope before quoting it. Already 1/4 of the way done with this. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, time to look up and see where all the high-value targets are.
Who needs the road? This is a whole lot of shit.
This is also kind of where the frame rate kind of traps out. Well, at least in the previous times I was playing this
I never thought I'd see.
sequence. Well, activity.
I hate city drive.
Oh, that wasn't for the... Oh, that damage meter wasn't for the donut sign, it was just for the actual billboard. Huh, it's only $200,000 in damage? I never noticed that. Then again, it's been a while since I've done this activity. I think I might end up cutting out most of this in case, because quite frankly the way I do it is a little bit boring. And at this point in the activity, it's where the canned dialogue tends to get a hair repetitive, because the driver's already declared that Justice shouldn't mind, she's blind anyways, at least 3 times in the last few minutes.
Justice shouldn't mind, she's blind anyway.
Case in point. Improved weapon accuracy. I am now much more accurate with my weapons fire. Basically, that translates to there is no recoil whatsoever when you're firing an automatic weapon. Pretty useful if you use submachine guns the way I do. Oh, what's that? Phone call.
Sup, it's Gav. Meet me at Aisha's place. We gotta figure out our next move.
Oh, I would love to, Johnny, but I kind of have the other half of the Septic Avenger activities to do. You know, I would drive there, but trying to streamline this a little bit, so I figure I will use the taxi service to get from island to island quite quickly. That's one of the less reliable aspects of taxi cabs in this game. How when you call them, they tend to... half the time, they don't even end up going right to your location. They end up driving halfway around somewhere else, ultimately taking way more time to reach you than you would actually take to actually just drive there yourself, you know? Nonetheless, I figure I should just drive myself, and wouldn't you know it, I managed to pick up a nifty little Superiore. I'm probably not going to end up keeping it, but I am going to store it in my garage for safekeeping. This isn't the official Superiore I might be driving sometime near the end of this series, but I'll just keep it there because I'm planning to do the Chop Shop activities. But I might end up doing Chop Shop off-screen because you get some interesting vehicles when you do. Quite frankly, it just boils down to waiting around in random areas for a certain vehicle to spawn in. Oh,
Do that again?
really hope the music didn't get picked up by any of the things on YouTube that notice when you're using licensed music in a video. And I was just looking for where the Septic Avenger activities are in this part of town. Crap, I just went past. By the way, that's something I've noticed, that after a few seconds of driving the Lightning, the trunk just pops open randomly for no apparent reason. Wonder if that's a glitch.
You have a lovely office.
Please, do you really think I'd meet you anywhere public? Look on the bright side. At least we're not on a boat.
I'm glad you can joke about your husband's death.
I'm crying on the inside, I assure you.
What do you want?
Justice.
Then call the cops.
I said I wanted justice.
Who pissed you off?
Ultors made fortunes by standing on the shoulders of my husband. The gentrification of Saints Row was first referred to as the Hughes Initiative, then the Ultor Hughes Initiative, and now just the Ultor Initiative. My husband's legacy has been stolen, and if I can't benefit from it, neither can Ultor. I want you to devalue their property.
I'm gonna need the name of the septic company the city's got a contract with.
Why do you need to know that?
You'll see.
Cassie's got a sense of humor that she kind of picked up after doing one mission one way for one person. Apparently, spraying stuff with a septic truck seems to be Cassie's go-to way of devaluing public property. By the way, I don't know if any of you would be interested in hearing stuff about me, like mediocre things, but if we can hear her again, then I'll probably try to shut up. Our driver for this one, a French mime named Sophie. Yes, that's what her name is, according to the wiki. Check the Saints Row wiki about stuff like this beforehand. I actually remember doing a school assignment where, when I say a school assignment, I mean in college. A college assignment where one of the characters in a script that some of my classmates wrote, well, one of my classmates wrote, one of the characters was named Sophie, and for whatever reason, when I volunteered to read for her, as no one else in the class had, I did so in a French accent kind of like hers, but with substantially less profanity. In fact, did it with no profanity, because there was no profanity in the script.
Everything they deserve.
Just clearing something up about that. Oh, thought you could get away from me, didn't you?
Stop letting them shoot us!
Calm down, Sophie. I am just trying to spray higher value targets at the moment.
Can't stop until our task is done.
But what if I have to stop so I can get a better aim on some things? What about then?
That was poetic justice.
Yes, spraying fountains full of feces seems to be quite poetic.
This is some dirty business.
I know I'd already said something about this in the previous instance of this activity, but honestly, I don't really understand art most of the time.
Can you spray that asshole for me? The faster we move, the faster we can strike at Ultor.
Oh, yeah, Sophie, I'm gonna have to take a rain check on spraying the a-hole who was shooting at us. And I figure that doing up this church with a nice new shade of brown should cover our damage total for the first level.
Their ivory tower will fall.
I love it when I'm right.
The strippers of this town have been good to me, but Ultor hides behind the glittering pasties of those halls, and I will give them no ground to run to.
Damn, Sophie, you are a vicious mime. Whoa. Oh, crud. That one pimp has a AK. Human targets in these kinds of activity, in this activity, is kind of a bit more. They're a little trickier to hit, even if you do compensate for gravity, like I've been doing with vehicles and miscellaneous objects. But at least they give a substantial bonus when you tag them, you know? Oh, I thought that was a Thorgood, but it was just a varsity. Huh. And it just poofed out of existence. That is another thing that I kind of dislike about this game, how sometimes when you're around vehicles, they just tend to poof out of existence. Something that most Grand Theft Auto games haven't done. And it's also one of the reasons why I'm probably going to do Chop Shop off camera, on account of the fact that, hey, you know what, I can get a mongoose in another way. I'll probably just end up going about it like that.
They were of little consequence.
Yes, they were, Sophie. Those pimps were of little consequence. What? Oh. I almost thought I encountered a weird glitch where if you empty the barrel on the septic spray too much, it eventually gets stuck there and you have to restart the activity. I mean, I've never actually encountered that glitch before, but still, wouldn't surprise me if it actually existed. I mean, you can encounter glitches in a lot of peculiar places. And as I say this, it reminds me of True Crime New York City, how if you're heading northeast in Times Square in the Cadillac CTS-looking sedan that you can buy as soon as you have $5,000 and you're in the free roaming segments of the game just freezes all the time. Don't really know why. I'll try to show it off if I ever play True Crime New York City. Ooh, another fountain to fill up with my groundwater.
We need another Bastille Day. Badly.
Alright, almost done. Just, I honestly could probably get on with finishing this. Ah, crap. I'll be right back, folks. I kind of got a little bit distracted by talking about a bunch of random crap. Okay, looks like I actually managed to complete that one. I don't know if I failed the last one because I ran out of route, or if it's because the truck took too much damage, but nevertheless, that is probably one of the reasons why I remember the Red Light District version of Septic Avenger slightly less. Well, that and the fact that I prefer the accuracy boost, the shooting accuracy, I mean, that's what I was about to say. I prefer that over a discount on customizing cribs. Do people still say cribs? Yeah, well, that's probably a side effect of this game being made at the tail end of the hip-hop BS era of the mid-2000s.
Agents of Revolution will not be stopped! Well
kind of what the hip-hop BS era of the mid-2000s is how I like to summarize the influx of GTA-style games and their many imitators.
No way!
I mean, some of them were good. I mean, Saints Row was probably the best example of them, but others were not so great. Huh, this is pretty fast. I'm already a quarter done with all the destruction. Or at least, oh, look at that. A pep rally.
Why can these people unite over a sports game, but not to fight corporate greed?
I guess now you could probably call it a poop rally.
Let's see them do a pyramid in that. I hope they enjoyed their stay.
Only one straggler, whatever. At least I managed to get most of them and tons of points off of it. Alright, I'm almost done. Now we just got to zoom on to hopefully some more high-value targets. Pick up some losses there. Hello, Nasty!
Oops. Let's see them do a pyramid in that. Well done.
Oh, thank you, Sophie.
That was unexpected.
I'm really good at using guns with a lot of spray. Just never expected to use a gun that sprays crap, you know? Oh, this one is for this one's a food and liquor discount, not the not a discount on
their way into the hearts and minds of the
on
people
crib customization. That's what you get for Red Light District Mayhem.
Wake up call.
Forgot about that. You know, something I noticed right now with all the people running around, I don't know why, but this specific segment of the of this mission, this activity, actually, kind of reminds me of State of Emergency, like you're causing chaos and there's people running around all over the place. Only in this case, you're actively encouraged to spray them up, but here you just have a septic truck as opposed to tons of high-grade firepower. I wonder why State of Emergency is kind of a forgotten series nowadays. Oh wait, I think I just realized something. Because it's a State of Emergency, and that sort of gameplay doesn't exactly hold up well nowadays, whereas stuff like this, it actually does. Because quite frankly, who couldn't resist games with this level of ridiculousness and their mayhem, you know? And halfway done, let's hope I don't have a rehash of what happened 2 levels ago.
They probably never did anything meaningful anyway.
Spray up this car. Looks like there's going to be a lot more.
The ship might have broken their fall.
Right now.
Alto is investigating buying out several businesses in Chinatown. We need to make it undesirable for them to do so. Get out of my way!
Oh right, that's why this activity is somehow reminding me of State of Emergency. That game was really anti-consumerism, and Sophie just made a comment about how she doesn't want Ultor to buy up any businesses in Chinatown. And Chinatown is actually the second area you go to in the first State of Emergency. That's probably a very weird way to make a comparison like that, but whatever. At least it's something, you know?
What are you doing?
Huh. I'm almost halfway done, and I haven't even started this thing.
You okay back there? I doubt Alto will want to pay to fix that.
Okay, I guess certain parts of... Okay. I guess certain segments of certain instances of this activity are a little bit schizophrenic when it comes to difficulty curve.
Alto will want to pay to fix that. This is my road!
I don't think I've actually had to hit any of the police cruisers yet. Yep, that light does go down.
Outdoor markets have their hazards.
By the way, folks, I'm pretty sure I already said something like this, but yes, the frame rate really is that bad on my end. It's nothing, there's nothing wrong with your internet browsers.
That was a sacrifice for the greater good. Outdoor markets have their hazards. We are pushing this thing to its limit.
Okay, there's an unavoidable time that I'm going to be spraying a police cruiser, but I didn't get the bonus for it at least.
Jeez, not again. Who needs a road?
Yeah, you tell him, Sophie. Who needs a road when you've got a big-ass septic cannon?
I seem to have tried.
Okay, looks like the cops are finally bringing out the assault rifles. I may not have noticed that in the last instance of this activity.
Are you mad?
But I guess now would be a time to kick this thing into maximum overdrive almost.
Any road.
Yeah, okay, the truck ain't smoking yet. Why the heck is the... Oh. There we go.
Make me sick!
Just gotta spray the awning in the right spot. There we go. Almost done so.
Coming through!
Oh! They're throwing explosives. Oh wait, those are just
Why don't
flashbangs.
people ever get out of the way?
Sorry, I thought they were throwing actual, like, pipe bombs, but then I remembered they're the cops, so they just use flashbangs. And one more level of this, and we will be done with the septic truck for quite a while. Well, actually the entire game, because no missions require you to actually drive it. I mean, you do get to keep one for yourself, which you could easily do by just stealing a septic truck beforehand, or elsewhere, you know? Elsewhere, that was the word I was using.
No one pushes me around.
But still, at least this means you can technically get a septic truck without having to fuss about it, you know? You don't need to go,
Some unfortunate luck.
Oh, it's the Stillwater Municipal Truck. Oh, wait. I'll look up the truck name afterwards.
Well, this is about to get interesting. Someone's having a bad day. Why is it whenever I kill a man, I feel compelled to smoke? Move it! Someday they'll thank us for this.
And with that being done, we are now done with Septic Avenger. I am probably going to have to cut out a ton of dead air, or at least mediocre commentary, because, quite frankly, I didn't really have that much to say. All I was doing was mainly holding R2 and focusing on high-value targets. And now I get a huge discount when I'm getting food. Be pretty handy to have in real life. I want cheap food. Okay then, I want really cheap food. It's already pretty cheap. Okay then, how about I come back here with a septic truck? Okay, you can have really cheap stuff. Imagine if life worked like that. Oh well. So, you, gonna give me a ride over to my friend's place? Ah, well. At least we had a little fun with our friend Sophie there. Next time, I figure we should try to get back to Johnny's, see what he has to say about getting the Saints started again. I mean, if that's even possible. But right now, I figure I should probably try to find a way to spend a lot of that septic money that I got. What? You expect me to call it blood money? I'm pretty sure we didn't end up killing anyone. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can't actually kill anyone with the septic hose. Septic spray, why did I just forget the terminology again? So I figure that is where we shall conclude for today. I'm Fredo Supreme, the American Dream. Holla at y'all later.